Good afternoon, good evening. Ange and I just got back from seeing Sound of Freedom, and I'll start like this. I thought it was an exceptional movie. From the opening shot, you could tell the cinematography on, the acting on. Uh, I even forgive the kind of action esque finale because I think we needed it to bring the family back together and drive home the characters' struggle. I did wait. Ange and I both waited. It was pretty powerful for both of us. More Ange got very moved. I had went down, so I had seen all the footage of the actual raid, the sting, which in a couple minutes here we'll get to the spoilers and what I really think. And um, so I went down all the way to like we were looking into looking into the finders and all kinds of crazy stuff because I think what it is it's easy to brush off, and I think it came up in the movie. Uh, all in all, I highly recommend if you haven't seen it to see it, and I guess everything else will be really a spoiler. So um, I think a lot of stuff came up in there, and watching the footage of the actual sting, understanding that the players involved, the ex beauty queen, and these and um, what they were setting up. I think it goes. I don't know if it. Like I don't see a lot of people talking about it, and I don't. Like I said, I watched the. That was what it was. Like the elites setting up a hotel for you know the most horrific things, and well, I think our biggest problem is it came up in the movie is people are too embarrassed, ashamed, or disgusted. Well, the problem is I think we also can witness and see the arrogance and the insanity that could lead this far. The people who don't care. It's too. Let's not talk about that. Pronouns. Let's not talk about that. There's some social justice. No, 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 no. I'm pretty sure our first world problems are really just a distraction because obviously coming out of the woodwork right now is all kinds of groups that would love to change the subject. And I think from one of the scenes where they're using the code words, I've seen a couple videos already where they were wondering if it was a code. Nah, that's yeah. I mean, they didn't go as far to say pizza and hot dogs, but come on now. This is why they're throwing around that certain organization, trying to line it up with this film. And then I'm seeing all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, I guess people don't know. Yep, you could have done something evil your whole life, but if all of a sudden, that's why I thought the ex cartel guy's speech was one of the most powerful parts of the whole film. See, it's this gray area where people I don't like this part about it, so I'm gonna discount the discussion because the actor's not my guy. Now the kingpin there doing his blow and hookers and living his high life finally realizes that he's part of the problem. That if it wasn't for his desires, those things wouldn't be as prevalent. It was very powerful to me. And I think it's the thing that goes over people's heads. I don't care if someone did something bad, if they're turning it around and it's time to say no more. Well, then I'm not going to discount the message. I can only imagine what the people who are against this story, what they're trying to protect. I can only imagine. And that is actually a fair statement, not an unfair statement. Because once again, it took place. Here, it's like the shipping container moment. I guess that just goes over people's heads, and they're not like, you, they're literally shipping people that ends up in the news. And I wonder, because I work for a plastics plant, and you couldn't get a pound of this extra stuff without it being on a manifest or known about. But somehow we have enough people to look the other way that we can ship people. But this widget over here is so monitored that one extra widget would cause the shipment to get inspected. This is where I think the disconnect between most people, and it's in my comments, I think we're not even close to angry enough. Because I think we're scared. We don't want to talk about it. We're grateful when a movie comes out to shine light on it, or at least some people are. The most telling is the organizations that praised the ops when they went down, and now how quickly time has changed to demonize the operations in the movie and so on and so forth. So I just think it's crazy. Now, hey, I did this happy. Someone came out of nowhere and says, hey, do this happy. I didn't think that was anywhere close to the human trafficking subject, and not really the best place to ask for it, because having a suck life is a whole lot different than, well, I hate to bring this up, but we're now learning that they have Sudan. I know our friend from Malawi, they have to deal with the albino babies. There's some crazy baby factories for witch doctors in Central Africa. I didn't even know this. I was pretty sure the Satanists, the Luciferians, were the biggest problem. The adrenochrome harvesters. We go far enough into that. Okay. So that's a bunch of check boxes right there, but that's about all I get. And the people that go, that's not, it isn't, huh? Because just a little bit of searching. I myself have actually referenced a couple things, but it doesn't matter if it's all over the place. So I don't know, I'm very, I don't know if our depressed, I didn't get my way life is anywhere close to what these people are going through. And love Laura, I have nothing but respect. But no, child trafficking isn't new. But then the same kind of attitude that's kind of blowing it off in your comment is the same kind of attitude that really overlooked the same. I think we're 30 years too late. And the crazy Luciferians, and no offense, the same elites that love our mega artists also are the ones consuming these kids. So sometimes when we turn the other cheek and pretend that the extravagant lifestyles are okay because they're so powerful artists, oh, they give us so much. Well, what are they taking from society? What are the people that pull their strings actually taking from society? I just watched Shirley Temple giving a speech when she's talking about going for it's unbelievable the amount of stories that actually exist and how little it seems like we're willing to bring it up. Now, that's about 10 minutes. I think that's good. Now, I really like the movie, and I think there's all kinds of stuff in there that's very giving. From the very beginning, taking the pictures of the kids, that was Balenciaga, Wayfarer-esque conspiracy stuff, to the fact that we know what you can order on the deep web. Turn my stomach just referencing it right now. And the moment we decide to stop looking away and start amplifying the messages that are put forward for us, and then calling out the people that want to demonize it, I don't care what anyone thinks. The message is solid. consuming and using flesh, blood, the human as a commodity has to come to an end. And it'll come to an end when we decide it should come to an end. That's it. There's way too many people not involved to not be able to start shining a light on the people. You know what? It's that creepy answer. Did that answer just seem like maybe it did? Maybe we got to start paying closer attention to what people actually think they want. Because fearful as it is to say, it appears they want the most disgusting, horrible things. And no should be the answer.